Hi everyone, I'm Jamie Dorley, CEO of Nutritional Frontiers, and I have the one and only, the Godfather of Nutrition. Happy New Year, Joe Messino.
Happy New Year, Jamie Dorley, the architect, folks. You've got the architect and you've got the Godfather. We're going to lay out this new year for you.
I always want to be an architect.
I know,
so
you've been a good one, though.
Happy New Year. Thank God we survived
Thank
2021.
God.
We are ready for 2022.
Yes,
and
we
no
are.
better way than focus on clean and lean.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, everybody tries to do that in January, and a lot of times they fail. Why? They don't have the right tools.
Yeah, and I found from doing some homework over the holidays, I had a little bit extra free time. And what I did was I looked up some of the old research from the U.S. EPA, the Environmental Protection Agency.
Okay.
This goes back to 1982. You were a baby back then, right?
Well, I was probably changing babies' diapers back then, but yeah.
So back in 82, the EPA did a study on 33,000 Americans in 44 metropolitan areas, and they took a
Pretty
sample.
comprehensive study.
Oh, yeah, huge study, right? Isn't
Yeah.
that big?
Very
And what they wanted to see is that, do people store toxins and at what percent?
Mm-hmm.
So they took a sample of the adipose tissue of the gluteus maximus, basically cut the fat out of a cadaver. They tested for some of the most common toxins you would find.
Okay.
Plastics, dioxins, heavy metals, PCBs. And lo and behold, what percentage do you think they found these toxins in people?
You know, I'm going to go the opposite direction,
Yes.
Jamie, of our normal answer of 0.0 to 100.0.
100%. So next time someone says, who needs a cleanse, what's the answer?
Everybody.
Everyone, right? And the challenge usually what we found is that most people when they think of a cleanse, right, a detox, what do they think, Joe? What do I got to cut
What do
out?
I got to cut out? How's it going to make me feel? Am I going to run to the bathroom? You know, over and over and over. And that picture's been painted wrongly by other establishments and industries. It doesn't have to be that.
So what we found is that there's two real key things to do when you're doing a cleanse, right?
Right.
One is to limit the toxins coming in. And two is support your body's nutrient dependency because
Right.
this is a nutrient-driven process in the body. It takes a lot of energy. Think about if your garage hasn't been cleaned in a while. It takes a lot of energy to clean it up.
Yeah, it does. And I think that's where most people will fail if they don't follow this type of a program because you're adding an extra task to the body
Right.
in this cleanse. You need to add extra nutrients to fortify it.
And once again, as we race for the cause and not the cure,
That's for sure.
the cause of most conditions in the U.S. are toxicity and
Deficiencies.
so we're going to
Nutrient
focus on that this month in the month of January. And we have some incredible formulations, the new Clean and Lean kit we're going to get to in a little bit. But before we do, let's talk about education because that's at the forefront of Nutritional Frontiers.
It is. It always has been. It's been one of the key components of the whole program. It has to start with education, folks. And it starts with educating not just our physicians, but the whole consumer, the whole public, right?
Everyone needs it.
Everybody
right?
needs it.
As we learned last year and for the last 10 years plus from the NIH and National Institute of Health is that the U.S. is about 5% of the world's population.
Right.
We consume over half the medications in the world.
Way over half.
And look, if it was working, I would be in full favor of it.
Yeah.
However, how do we know it's not working? What's our rank in the healthcare systems?
Last we heard, we were ranking right at that magic number of 72
Right.
in the world.
Right.
Jamie, I can't even name
So our-
71 other countries.
You can't?
Not
Good.
right now. No.
Me neither. So we rank 72nd in the world in health, and our health system is even ranked 37th.
Yes.
And when our team did a lot of research last year, we started going through the data, and a lot of things started coming back from the Journal of American Medical Association, in particular the NIH, PubMed. What we found is that, you know, the way our medical system is set up right now is we're treating chronic care acutely. Have you ever heard that?
Oh, yes, I have. I've heard that from the architect himself. But that's the problem. And they are very good at acute
Oh, yeah.
injury and trauma and care. But for chronic situations and general health, no, you gotta
Yeah, if you break a bone, you go to the hospital and
Right.
they fix you up. Once you're
Right.
stable, you're okay. What
Yeah.
about if your thumb is swollen or you're
Yeah.
losing flexibility,
Yeah,
right?
you're in a car accident. Yeah, you got to, get to the hospital. Let them do their jobs. And we've always said, Jamie, the guys that put bodies back together, they're miracle
workers.
right?
The problem is that 80%, over 80% of all office visits to the doctor are for chronic care.
Yeah.
So they're treating us acutely for chronic care, and it's not working. We know all the numbers. All COVID really did is put a magnifying glass on the health of our country.
Sure
we learned that from a lot of people out there, a lot of our healthcare professionals.
Showed us how sick we were. Right?
Absolutely. So look, Big Brother's not going to help us.
No.
We need to take responsibility back onto ourselves, right? Regardless of what your plans are for any medications or shots or anything, you need to have a strategy in place. And why not educate yourself? So every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. on KHB.com, you can listen to the best of. And who's the best of?
The best of. The icon, the one and only, Dr. James Weiner, the man we learned from, the guy who put us together. That's why we're standing here today.
It's his fault. So the late, great international icon, Dr. James Weiner. He was co-founder of Nutritional Frontiers, founder of the Pain Release Clinic.
Yes.
He had over 50 years experience in the field of natural healing, and he was really an inspiration to us. And the great thing about him was that he connected me to so many great people.
Yes.
Including yourself.
Including me. I mean, we worked with him separately, and then we worked with him together, and now we're carrying it on without him.
We'll continue the legacy. So tune in, khbradio.com. Simply click on Listen Live, and you can pick him up or the best of our team at Nutritional Frontiers.
Absolutely.
Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we have every Wednesday at 7 p.m. the Jamie and Joe Show are live at 7 p.m. Wellness Wednesdays.
Yeah, Wellness Wednesdays. You know what? It used to be just once a month. We're extending it to every Wednesday of the month now, because who doesn't need a little pick-me-up to get over the hump?
So that's what we're talking about tonight. This is on live on Wellness Wednesdays at 7 p.m. In addition, you can pick us up streaming every Monday and Friday at 11. Mondays, Jamie and Joe Show at 11. And who's on Fridays?
Oh, the one and only Dr. Ashley Rossi. She'll have special guests. She'll have new topics every week, but all will be, right up there in the focus of health and nutrition, especially for digestion, food, women's health, weight loss.
She's great for weight loss, women's functional digestion, She does great work. So Monday through Friday at 8, Monday and Friday at 11, Wednesdays at 7. We didn't stop there, Joe.
We didn't.
Because on the first Tuesday every month, that'd be Tuesday, January 4th, we have the privilege and the honor to be on national radio show, Robert Scott Bell, as we join forces with him on his crusade to fight for your medical freedoms.
That's for sure. You know what? This was a long time coming, getting us out on that national platform, but now we're there. Robert Scott Bell is passionate. He's a fighter, and he's a warrior, and he fits perfectly with what we've been trying to do. We fit pretty good with him, too.
Oh, knowledgeable. He's a practitioner.
Oh, he is.
His clinical experience is second to none, right? So a tremendous opportunity to work with Robert, and, of course, Super Don in the studio.
And Super Phil, Philly Phil. We got our own, right?
Yeah, so we got a lot of people on our team helping us out. Join us on these educational opportunities. And if you'd like to come live, you can do so on Thursday, January 27th, as we have a VIP dinner for healthcare professionals. This is going to be in Boca Raton, Florida, at Seasons 52 Restaurant.
Boca Raton in January, huh?
Well,
Sounds pretty good.
Got to sacrifice for the team. It's a lot of traveling, but I'm willing to take one for the team, Joe. So on Thursday, January 27th, we have Elizabeth Tringali. She's a fantastic healthcare professional, and she specializes in really functional medicine. But this presentation in particular is going to be out of this world. Breaking news on the power of the microbiome.
That's so important. I mean, we've learned so much about the microbiome over the last couple of years, and the connection between the gut and the brain, the gut-brain connection. There's the whole thing is connected by what's called the vagus nerve. But a lot of people aren't aware of that, Jamie. She's going to break it down and really get into the detail of why the microbiome is so important, and that connection between the gut and the brain. You know that gut reaction that you get sometimes? It's got scientific basis.
Yeah, I get that every day, right? When you get a feeling about someone, something, a situation, usually follow your gut. Your gut always knows, because they found dopamine and serotonin, your pain and pleasure neurotransmitters. We used to think they were all in the brain. Over 50% of the dopamine, over 95% of serotonin is actually located in the gut.
In the gut. It's where it's produced, and that's where that gut feeling is coming from.
And the old naturopath saying is health and death begins in the gut.
That's for sure.
So we got some great opportunities. You can join us on the websites. You can join us on the streaming, or you can come live to the event. So it's a great opportunity for you to provide the solutions to your resolutions as we focus on the month of January 2022, getting clean and getting lean. You can't do one without the other because the research is overwhelming, Joe. For a long time, I know Dr. Jeffrey Bland, one of my mentors, was talking about, well, you store these toxins, these fat-soluble toxins in the fat cells, right? So if you're trying to lose fat and you're toxic, what happens?
Yeah, you're going to sabotage the whole program because once that toxin is residing in that fat cell, it can no longer be burned as energy. So where are you going to do? Well, you say all the time, there's only two places, right? Lean muscle, fat tissue to burn energy. If you can't burn it from the fat tissue, it's going to go to the lean muscle, and that's that yo-yo problem.
And that's the challenge when you do a program that does not provide the nutrients you need.
Right.
Because you're not supporting the energy your body needs to detoxify in a healthy way every day. What happens, you actually burn muscle.
Yeah.
And you may lose weight. The scale may indicate it. However, what's going to happen when you go back to your normal diet?
Well, it's a lot of things are going to happen. Number one, your metabolism has been shifted.
Yeah.
And that's going to cause you to slow down. This metabolism will slow down, and the whole process will be sabotaged from there on in.
So what we want to do is we want to limit or eliminate some of the toxic exposure you're getting. And, you know, most of the toxins come in from things you voluntarily put in your mouth,
That's
right?
for sure.
Piece of fudge, some, frosted covered pecans, right? You have these cookies, candies, cakes, ice cream. Then you have all the holiday foods. You had all the alcohol, right? There's a lot of things coming out, people. So this is a good time of year. Take a break, right? And reinvest in your own body. And you do so by limiting what's coming in.
Right.
And then supporting the body's really complex detoxification that takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, see, most people, instead of supporting the detox protocol, Jamie, or the process in the body, they actually complicate it by adding more toxins.
Yeah, and then there's a lot of gimmicky products on the market that are just adding more toxic exposure. So there's a few things you need when you're looking at phase 4, advanced cellular detoxification, because those 4 phases, 1 and 2 in the liver, can't forget the kidneys, and the last place is the colon.
That's right.
Because the way you detoxify in a healthy way every day is through exhalation, just breathing. Right? Perspiration, sweating, urination, of course, defecation. And if you're in those stages of life, right? Healthy menstrual cycles, right?
For women.
Of course, not for us, right? So you need healthy menstrual cycles if you're in those ages. These are all the ways the body detoxifies every day.
You know what I see a lot, Jamie, too, is people wanting to go straight for like the quick fix, like a colon, like the colonic. Let's just cleanse it. Let's get it out. But they don't change anything on the other end.
No. And look, if you're constipated, things are backed up, and you need a really mild, gentle colon cleanse, we have it.
Sure do.
This month is on promo called the Frontier Cleanse.
That's right.
Right? To recapture, remove all those different stored toxins in the gut. So if you are backed up, if you are constipated, if you are not having really healthy bowels every day, I know that's a sensitive subject for people, bowels, but we always say it should be like, at least I always say, it should be like a fresh tube of toothpaste. Not a whole lot of pushing, not a whole lot of wiping. Should be really simple and easy.
Yeah,
right?
It should be like some firm sausage. It's shaped like some firm sausage, right?
Yeah, it should be really easy to happen. And, you know, when people aren't having bowel movements, right, they're really inconsistent. Some people may have them every few days or a week. Those toxins are recirculating in the body, and that's very damaging long term to these cells.
Sure is, because if it's not coming out, where's it going?
Right.
It's going into the organs, into the tissues. Doc used to always say, if you eat once a day, you should have one bowel movement. If you eat 3 times a day, you should have 3 bowel movements.
Yeah, so I say at least one good one per day. And it just needs to be consistent like everything else. So if you're not having that, let's start with Frontier Cleanse, right? So some of the ways we can use that is 4 capsules, 1, 2, or 3 times a day. So you can do 1 to 3 times a day. Frontier Cleanse is a very mild, laxative, and colon cleanse.
Yeah, it is, and it's something that you don't have to use all day or on a daily basis or all month. You know, a lot of times people buy supplements and they don't use them. Well, this is one of those ones that has a very specific use, so use it as needed.
I found Dr. Weiner, a late great international icon, had many great quotes, including minds, parachutes, and supplements are much better when they're opened and used.
Opened and used,
yes.
right.
You got to use them, folks. So the other thing you want to focus on is the Remove Complete kit, right?
Right.
Which has now been updated and called the Clean and Lean kit. Because originally we had the Power Cleanse, the greens. Now we added the Live Complete. So let's talk about this because they're really important to remember that most of the toxins we ingest come from food.
They do.
So if we know that, we need to not only reduce the toxic food, but replace it.
Yeah, and I think we could even clarify that a little bit more. It doesn't really come from food, it comes from food products and substitutes, right?
What are some of the most common toxic food? I always say dairy products and fast foods, 1 and 2.
Yeah, well, fast food. The lines at these fast food places are still around the corner. So I don't know what people think they're getting out of this. We had people that we were talking to all during the month about that because of this month. It's that month where you seem to splurge a little bit more, right? We just had the holidays, and that's where people seem to really overdo it a little bit. But you know what? Food should be whole, right? Of the earth. What's the quote, Jamie? If it ran, if it crawled, if it flew, if it swam, if it grew, it's a whole food. Everything else is a food product.
Yeah, I always say if it doesn't go bad on your counter within a few days, it's probably not Whole Foods. And
right.
We know what Whole Foods are.
Sure.
But the reason we use the Power Cleanse Shake is that we know exactly what's in there. You have a really balanced ratios of hypoallergenic vegan protein, carbohydrates, good essential fatty acids, and fiber, all of which are really important. And we added a complex of active vitamins, trace chelated minerals, and extra liver support. Because when you look at the detoxification steps, phase 1 in liver requires vitamins and minerals. Phase 2 requires a lot of amino acids. Phase 3 requires that kidney is able to flow. And of course, phase 4 for the colon.
Be able to eliminate, right. And this has a full multivitamin mineral component. It is a true meal replacement, right?
I do one at least every day, and if you are trying to ramp up your results, maybe you're a little behind, you're trying to play catch up or want results a little quicker, sometimes I do 2 and 3 shakes a day.
Yeah, and I've always said, drink your greens, do a greens drink every day. It's in the kit now, so you can't avoid it. And then you're getting the green food that you need. All of that great chlorophyll producing green food that increases oxygen and balances pH.
Yeah, and the lean greens we've updated last year, and fantastic results. It's one of our top 5 formulas at Nutritional Frontiers because it has all the herbicide and pesticide free green foods.
Right.
It has prebiotics, probiotics, and enzymes in it. And then we added in some of the really important chelators like chlorella. Can you talk about the importance of that chelation process?
Yeah, there's certain nutrients, and the main ones are things like spirulina and chlorella. And the reason is that the reason NASA called them superfoods is because they were the most nutrient-dense foods on the planet. But on top of that, Jamie, they have that ability to chelate. Now that comes from a Greek word meaning to claw. So it scrapes these toxins out of those tissues we were talking about and allows your body to
That's
remove
a great
them.
point. I went to a seminar right at the beginning of Nutritional Frontiers about 14 years ago. And there's an interesting medical doctor down in Florida, and he was talking about how we've been exposed to about 5 generations of toxins in 2 generations, all starting with DuPont and plastics in the 1920s, so that we are overloaded. He says we're swimming in a sea of toxicity. We need special nutrients because these are not common in the body, right? These are sources of plastics and dioxins and chemicals and heavy metals that we need to attach to so we can pull them through the body.
Right, and then recently glyphosate was added to that mix, and that just made things even worse. But the 2 things that we talk about go back in the same amount of time. All the toxicity started then, but when did the nutrient depletion in the soil start? Right around the same time. The Department of Agriculture went to Congress, Jamie, in 1937 and said the soil's depleted.
Were you there?
No, but I found out, but I heard what they did. You know what Congress did about it?
Nothing.
Nothing, of course.
Yeah.
So if it was depleted then...
It's been going on for quite a while. Right. So we need a strategy in place. And I love some of our clients, what they're doing with the program, what they're doing at the program at World of Wellness is they're doing 2 shakes a day and 2 meals. You can go to 3 shakes in one meal.
Sure can.
You know, you can use any combination, but have 4 feedings a day.
But use the Power Cleanse because that's the one with the full meal replacement
So we
profile.
do a scoop of Power Cleanse with a scoop of greens, and you do that 1, 2, or 3 times a day, and the other ones you fill in with meals. Keep it really simple, right? Do not make this complicated anymore. It's not really hard to do, and it is super efficient. The first thing people report back is more mental energy. They feel better. Their cravings are being eliminated, right? Their waist is coming down. Their bloating is gone. Their weight obviously drops. Anywhere usually between, on average, about 5 pounds. We've had some people lose 30 pounds in 1 month. So the first thing we got to do to clear these toxins out is to support the body's ability to detoxify.
Yes.
And 2021, we updated the lean greens after about 10 years. And we added in the Nutritional Frontiers proprietary detox blend. So that includes some very unique ingredients, including non-corn, non-GMO vitamin C.
Non-corn, non-GMO. Why is that important?
That's important because corn is one of the most common food allergens. And most vitamin C on the market, doesn't mean it's bad, is from corn. So we want to make this the most low allergenic food because when you're trying to get clean and lean, you need to dramatically lower or eliminate the toxicity and potential food allergies.
Right, and it's one of the 3 most genetically modified foods along with soy and wheat.
Yeah.
Right.
We added in the active folate, quadrifolate, because your body needs folic acid in the quadrifolate or active folate state to help methylation and detoxification. So that's in there. How many greens have you seen in the market with active folate, non-corn, non-GMO vitamin C?
No, you don't see any. I've only seen one. And
Chlorella.
That's the proline greens. No, it's the only.
Did we stop there?
No, we didn't stop there. This is the only one. The only greens drink you should have in your house is proline greens because then the coup de grace, the final patented, research, trademarked ingredient, emothium.
Emothium, interesting you brought that up, Joe. Glutathione is a master antioxidant in the liver. All of the amino acids drive glutathione, right? And without glutathione, you can go into acute liver failure, right? So glutathione actually decreases as we age, surprisingly, right? So what we found is glutathione is a little tricky to absorb orally for some people. And a lot of people do IV glutathione, which is great, but very inconvenient. There's liposomal glutathione, Joe. How does that smell?
Like rotten eggs.
You want to eat rotten eggs every day?
No. Me.
So if you like it, take it, but we don't recommend liposomal glutathione.
No.
People don't take it every day.
No, and even the liposomal doesn't really absorb that much better. This is proven.
So we found from our partners at Gnosis, who makes the quadrifolate, this is an Italian company, the Homeland. They came out with a patented research trademark glutathione called Emothium. And what they did in the studies is they wanted to see, when they deplete glutathione levels, how can they actually bring them back up? How do they increase them? So the first way they tried was generic glutathione. Results were 50% improvement. Not bad.
Not bad, okay.
But you go back to school, 50% is enough. They brought in NAC.
All right.
And
one of the precursors to glutathione in the body.
66% improvement.
All right. Still
Decent,
not passing.
Not passing. So they used the Emothium, 140% improvement in glutathione levels.
Wow, 140%. That is incredible.
So we added it right to the greens. So that's a benefit you get. And we have some other key nutrients. How about DMG?
DMG, this is that superstar nutrient that unless you know and have contact with Nutritional Frontiers, you don't know a whole lot about it. It's that secret ingredient out there that we've been promoting forever, right, Jamie? Worked with Roger Kendall, the doctor who was the master of DMG. We worked directly with him, and we have it in so many different formulas. Why? Because it enhances every other ingredient you combine.
5 U.S. patents, including on the treatment of melanoma in the animal studies.
Right.
And last time I met with Roger Kendall in his office, PhD up in Vermont, I said, hey, Dr. Kendall, how are you? What are you up to? Oh, I'm just reading some papers on cancer. I said, anything you can share with me? It was about this big.
Yeah, right.
I said, oh, my God, can you give me one sheet? And he just smiled. So he's been working on it. It's his passion for life. It's been used for things like methylation in the brain at the Autism Research Institute. So safe and effective.
Yes.
We add that right in there. So a great way to start every day with 1 scoop of the greens and 1 scoop of the Power Cleanse. Which flavor do you like?
Pineapple coconut all the way, baby.
Absolutely. So we have vanilla and pineapple coconut. And the greens is an apple cinnamon. A lot of people say it's like Apple Jacks.
Yeah, it is. Or like an apple pie, a la mode even. It's got a great flavor. And, if you did a blind taste test with the greens, you'd never know it was a greens formula.
Oh, absolutely not. So we have a lot of ways you can do the kit. So it's very simply 1 scoop of cleanse, 1 scoop of the greens. And we have the Live Complete with patented research ingredients, including emodium and curcumin, which is the most bioavailable curcumin on the market.
Right.
Why is that so important, Joe?
Because curcumin is an amazing nutrient, really great anti-inflammatory in the body, really great for the immune system, but very hard to absorb. So you need a patented research trademark form of it to make sure it's getting into the cells.
Yeah, and we found is all the curcumin on the market was researched in India, which is fine, but they actually use a lot of curcumin in their diet.
So it's hard to tell how
it's
much
hard
of
to
it
tell,
came from,
yeah.
right?
And what they found is curcumin usually lasts about an hour in the body, and it starts to break down rapidly.
Right.
The curcumin uses a proprietary trademark patented process that when it gets in the body, it continues over an 8-hour period.
So it
of time.
has a longer half-life in the body, right? So it stays in there. So
it stays in there actually up to 12 hours. The only reason they don't know any longer is they stopped the study after 12 hours. So they recommend that twice a day. So we got some great nutrients in the Live Complete. It's like a greens plus, or lean greens plus in a capsule form.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, it just adds another, level of detoxification and cleanse to this protocol. So, and in that kit, we take out all of the ifs and all of the but I can'ts by putting in the shaker bottle, right?
There you go. We have the recipe book, the shaker bottle. Everything is in there, folks. All you need to do is get started on the Clean and Lean kit in January 2022. I think I'm going to go all in, Joe.
You're already all in.
I'm not going to do one. I'm going to do 3 shakes and 1 lean protein and vegetable meal for dinner. I put it out there, so now I got to step up
you
and do it. Okay. So I'm going to do 3 plus 1 because I am going to Boca at the end of January. So I'm sure it'll be nice down there that time of year.
Oh yeah, bathing suit weather.
And one other form I'd like to talk about that we have as part of the Clean and Lean focus this month is the liver gallbladder tincture.
Yes.
Why is that so important?
It's good because, anytime you can support these major organs that are involved in this process, the whole process goes a lot smoother, right? And this tincture, it's organic, it's a liquid herbal organic tincture, easy to take, and it supports those 2 major organs.
So could you take that in addition to the Clean and Lean?
Oh, yes, absolutely. It's the nutrients are different. They all work to the same end, but you can take them together.
What if you want to take it just by itself?
A lot of people do. Yeah, a lot of people do, and it's something that you can do maybe in between when you're doing the cleanses, right?
Absolutely. So there's a lot of different ways you can join us in the month of January. So pick up our education Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. on khbradio.com. Every Monday and Friday at 11 on our stream. And then you can pick us up every Wednesday at 7 p.m. That's on our stream also. And then we have the Robert Scott Bell on the first Tuesday every month. That's be Tuesday, January 4th. We have incredible opportunity to join us at a live VIP dinner. This is for healthcare professionals and staff.
Yes.
This is limited, so you have to sign up in advance. That's at Seasons 52 in the great city of Boca. Elizabeth Tringali will be talking about the power of the microbiome. As we know, health and death begins where?
In the gut.
So there's a lot of ways to participate with us in the month of January. In addition, if you're a healthcare professional or staff, you'd like to set up some Zoom training, can they do that, Joe?
Absolutely. We've got plenty of training available. And if you don't have one that you see that you like, we'll design it for you.
Absolutely. So Joe, myself, we have an entire team available to do those Zoom trainings. Plus, we have people actually out in the field that will come to your office. All you need to do is give us a call at Nutritional Frontiers, 412-922-2566. You can go to our website, nutritionalfrontiers.com or cbdnf.com. So thanks so much for all support in 2021. Happy New Year in 2022. Let's get clean and lean, Joe.
I'm ready, Jamie. Let's go right now. Folks, keep that attitude of gratitude, and we promise you'll live long and prosper.
Thanks so much, Joe. Appreciate all the support. Have a great month and a great year, and God bless.